Howdy do, y'all. This is John, and today we are talking about Animal Farm, a new movie recently released in theaters right now. And then Animal Farm, it deals with this farm of animals that all rebel against their owner, who's trying to take them to a slaughterhouse, and they decide to basically create their own farm on this farmstead. But a power struggle erupts in it with this rather villainous pig named Napoleon taking over. So now it's just a matter of, okay, do we get our freedom back or do we fall? Now getting into it, I'm going to talk about what I liked about the movie before I talk about my dislikes with the movie. And let me tell you, there are plenty. So first and foremost, I do think that the animation is fine. It's not the best animation I've ever seen. It's fine, it's serviceable, gets the job done. It's appealing to look at, but it's nothing great or grand or anything like that. And also, there's this character named Lucky. I actually like what they did with Lucky a little bit. Lucky is not in the book, but he is, created specifically for this movie. This pig that becomes misguided by Napoleon's beliefs and eventually has this internal conflict of, do I right this wrong or do I just continue following Napoleon? Especially since, he owes Napoleon a debt that he cannot, possibly pay back. Napoleon literally saved his life at one point. So, yeah, that sort of internal struggle with Lucky is actually something I do genuinely like. But this movie gets George Orwell so wrong. George Orwell wrote the book that this movie is based off of. It's basically a satire of the Russian Revolution. The Russian Revolution through, this satirical metaphor of a animal farm, of a farmstead controlled by animals. It's essentially a critique on, the evils of communism by someone who was a little politically misguided himself. He was a socialist, but anyway, this movie doesn't go in that direction. It goes in a different political direction, one that is trendy, but not, entirely truthful. Instead, this movie goes after capitalism, and while there's some critiques you can make on capitalism, everything it accuses capitalism of is not actually capitalism, it's communism. I live in a capitalist country, and I don't see bread lines here. Like I said, there's some actual critiques you can make on, the capitalist structure, but what this movie is accusing it of, that's not it. It's much closer to George Orwell's communist metaphor. There's also this new villainous character who's basically a, stand-in for Elon Musk. That's just stupid and doesn't even really do much in the movie. She adds nothing to the movie, so why even bother putting her in the movie? What else can be criticized? Oh yeah, the voice acting. I don't like the majority of the voice actors in the movie, and I especially think that Seth Rogen as Napoleon is very misguided casting. Napoleon is a very dark character. You need someone with a very powerful, authoritative voice to play Napoleon. Someone like Benedict Cumberbatch, Idris Elba, Lawrence Fishburne. Very commanding voices. Heck, Colin Salmon would, work as well. But instead they got Seth Rogen, who sounds like a hippie and a wannabe you know, teenager in a 50-year-old's body. Yeah, that does not work. And also talk about tonal misalignment. Now, a subject like Animal Farm, yes, you can add humor to it, but it has to be dark humor. If this was a movie with a bunch of dark jokes, I could be okay with it being a dark comedy. After all, Orwell meant the book to be a satire, but instead we get childish party humor. Childish party humor with loud noises. Okay, this just doesn't work. This lighthearted, childish humor just doesn't fit what the movie is about. It's about authoritarian control, not party going. So, guys, at the end of the day, Animal Farm, this is a very misguided movie, and I'm very disappointed in Angel Studios for distributing this movie. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they just simply saw the title and went, yeah, let's go for it, and not even bother to watch the movie. But, you know, despite some stuff that I thought was fine, like the animation and the whole lucky situation, this is a very dreadful adaptation of a George Orwell book that gets the message of his book wrong, has lighthearted, childish party humor, when if you were going to go for a comedy here, it should have been dark humor. Misguided voice cast, especially with Seth Rogen. And overall, I just cannot enjoy this movie, and I really do not recommend it at all. I'm going to give Animal Farm a 2. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please don't forget, I also have a secondary channel where I do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember to put that ski powder.